Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. When American Pickers star Frank Fritz died, fans mourned his loss. Now, a few months later, some are wondering what will happen to his massive antiques collection. Frank had been collecting antiques since he was a teenager, and he has a massive collection, and now fans have learned what will happen to it. Frank Fritz had been collecting antiques since he was a teen and gathered up even more when he started working on American Pickers. He had his own antique store, one that continued to run even after his stroke. Now his estate will deal with moving those items. There will be an auction to sell all of Frank's antiques now that he has died. Frank had a debilitating stroke 2 years ago and died on September 30. Over his life, Frank collected motorcycles, vintage signs, and other antiques. He sold several items at his store, Frank Fritz Finds, in Savannah, Illinois. His longtime friend Jerry Gendreau said they will have an auction to move his items. That's what I would do because of his fan base. I think he'll do really well with an auction, Jerry said via the US Sun. Some of the bikes will also be displayed at the store. Before his stroke, Frank had taken a picture of himself with his massive bike collection, which included rows of motorcycles. Jerry also said the store won't close and will continue to operate as an antique store. The store opened 35 years ago. The conservatorship was planning to help out with selling some of the antiques before Frank died. However, they hadn't inventoried them yet and wanted to wait to see if Frank recovered so he could help select and price the items. Fans have been concerned about Frank Fritz after American Pickers fired him from the series. It fractured his decades-long relationship with Mike Wolfe. The two had met as kids and had remained friends until the show came between them. However, the good news is that Frank and Mike made up before the end. Mike said he was visiting Frank whenever he was in town. He was also there with Frank when he died. According to Wolfe, he was holding Frank's hand and talking to him before he died. It was a sad but sweet moment as the two friends were together at the end of Frank's life. What are your thoughts on Frank Fritz's estate auctioning off his antiques? Is this a great chance for his fans to get a chance to have a piece of the American Pickers star's history? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The world of antique collecting and treasure hunting was forever changed with the heartbreaking news of Frank Fritz's passing. As one of the original co-hosts of American Pickers, Fritz was a beloved figure in the world of vintage finds, known for his keen eye, sharp negotiation skills, and passion for preserving forgotten treasures. Now, with his tragic departure, many fans are wondering, what will happen to Frank Fritz's incredible collection of antiques and memorabilia? For decades, Fritz dedicated his life to hunting down unique and valuable pieces, traveling across America's backroads to uncover hidden gems. His collection was not just a business but a deeply personal passion, making the question of what comes next all the more emotional. Let's take a deep dive into what might happen to his lifetime of discoveries, how his estate may be handled, and what this means for the legacy he leaves behind. Frank Fritz wasn't just a TV personality. He was a dedicated collector with an extensive and eclectic array of antiques. Over the years, he amassed an incredible collection that spanned decades, featuring items like classic motorcycles. Frank had a deep love for vintage bikes, often seeking out rare models from Harley-Davidson, Indian, and Triumph. Advertising memorabilia, signs, gas station pumps, and promotional displays from bygone eras were among his most prized possessions. Old toys and collectibles, from tin robots to classic Coca-Cola memorabilia, Frank had a knack for uncovering nostalgic treasures. Automobile and gas station relics. As a self-proclaimed petroleum enthusiast, Frank hunted down rare gas pumps, oil cans, and auto-related artifacts. Oddities and one-of-a-kind finds. Frank's collection wasn't just about monetary value. He had a passion for unique and unusual items that told a story. Now the question looms, who will take ownership of these incredible pieces, and will they be preserved in a way that honors Frank's memory? When a collector of Frank Fritz's stature passes away, their estate often becomes the subject of legal proceedings. If Frank had a will, it would dictate who inherits his collection. If he did not, things could become more complicated, as his estate would be subject to probate and assets would be distributed according to state laws. Possible scenarios include family inheritance. If Frank left his collection to family members, they may choose to keep, sell, or donate his antiques. Auction or estate sale. Many collectors' estates are liquidated through estate sales or auctions, allowing fans and fellow collectors to own a piece of history. Museum or preservation effort. Some of Frank's most notable antiques could be donated to museums or historical societies that appreciate their value. Mike Wolfe's involvement. As his longtime American Pickers partner, Mike Wolfe may step in to help manage or preserve Frank's collection. At this point, no official statements have been made about the fate of Frank's antiques, but many hope that his legacy will be preserved in a meaningful way. One intriguing possibility is the creation of a Frank Fritz museum, an idea that many fans have already suggested. A museum dedicated to Frank's passion for antiques and history would be a fitting tribute. It could showcase some of his most iconic picks, highlight his contributions to American Pickers, and even serve as an educational space for aspiring collectors. Such a museum could feature a rotating exhibit of Frank's most memorable finds, video clips and behind-the-scenes moments from American Pickers, a section dedicated to his love of motorcycles and Petroliana, interactive displays about the art of picking and restoring antiques. If a museum isn't an option, perhaps a special auction could be held, where a portion of the proceeds goes to a cause that Frank supported. Despite that public falling out, Mike Wolfe has expressed deep sadness over Frank's struggles and passing. As a fellow picker and longtime friend, Mike may play a role in deciding the fate of Frank's collection. Possible ways Mike could honor Frank's legacy include creating a special episode of American Pickers dedicated to Frank's best finds, helping to organize an auction where fans can purchase items from Frank's collection, donating key pieces to historical museums or preservation societies. Mike has already spoken about wanting to honor Frank in the right way, so it wouldn't be surprising to see him involved in whatever happens next. For millions of American Pickers fans, Frank Fritz wasn't just a TV host. He was a relatable, down-to-earth collector with a genuine love for history. His charm, humor, and deep knowledge of antiques made him a fan favorite. Whether he was negotiating a deal, restoring a forgotten treasure, or simply sharing his excitement about a new find, Frank made antique hunting fun for everyone watching. Many fans have taken to social media to share their memories and tributes. Frank Fritz made American Pickers what it was. His passion for antiques was real, and he will be missed. I hope Frank's collection goes to a museum or a place where people can see and appreciate it. He deserves that kind of tribute. Frank always had a great eye for the unique and unusual. His legacy should live on in the collecting world. While it's still unclear exactly what will happen to Frank Fritz's antiques, one thing is certain: his impact on the world of picking and collecting will never be forgotten. Whether his collection is preserved in a museum, sold at auction, or distributed among friends and family, it will always serve as a testament to his love for history and the thrill of the hunt. Fans can only hope that whatever happens next honors Frank's memory and passion. After all, he didn't just collect antiques, he collected stories, and those stories deserve to be told for generations to come. What do you think should happen to Frank Fritz's collection? Should it be preserved in a museum, auctioned off to fans, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts below. #RightFrankFritz, #American Pickers, #FrankFritzLegacy.